Hi there everyone, this is Tracey from Lavinia Stamps and welcome to another demonstration. We are going to be demonstrating our brand new stamps today, or some of them, along with our sticker stencils, which are brand new as well. So these bottles come in a number of different sizes and shapes, and the new stamps fit really nicely inside. So I have already cut my card to size. As you can see, this is very well used. I'm going to just peel off the outer, and then we're going to place that down. We're going to go a little bit towards the bottom of the card, and that's simply so that we've got enough room for the cork to go in the top. And these corks are stamps, and they're obviously been designed specifically to fit in the top of each bottle. So we've got 3 different corks to suit. They all work so nicely together. I'm going to start with Sundance, which is a really nice yellow, and inking up. This is the bigger stencil brush. Just taking a little off. I just want it to be soft initially. Just feel how much you've got on your stencil, and then you'll know what pressure to apply. Build up your colour gradually, and then you won't have any blemishes or lines. So I'm applying a little bit more pressure now. And there we go. The next colour I'm going to use is the mulberry. This time we're just going to add a little bit of colour around the edge. So take plenty off and just softly go around the edge. And again, you'll just get a feel of the pressure that you need to apply, just to get that nice lovely blend. You can always go back to your yellow, apply a little bit more pressure, and you can see how well that's blending now. And now we're going to bring in the Merlot, which is a slightly darker colour again. And I'm just going around the edge, and all you're doing is just building up layers of colour, and that way you just get that sort of 3-dimensional feel just by using different colours. I'm going to go back to the mulberry. This is such a nice colour. I don't want to lose it, so I'm going to add a little bit more, blending that in. And we'll add the darker colour as we go along. So I'm going to start stamping now. I'm going to stamp up with the black. This is Nocturne. I'm going to pop that down round about in the centre there. Give that a good press. This is watercolour card, so you can also create the same effect on the multifarious. It's just down to preference. Next one. And we're going to pop that down to about there. Got great detail in these mushrooms, absolutely fabulous. I really enjoyed designing these. something a little bit different. Okay, we're on our last one now. I'm going to pop that round about there. There are 2 mushrooms here that are brand new to the collection, so I'm going to pop those in amongst them as well. And this time I'm going to ink it up in the Warm Breeze. Now I want them to be in the background, so I'm stamping off first and then just pop that down there. And again, just gently and then we've got one more. I won't actually take off on this one. I'm just going to pop that. And again, just by using different colours, it creates a really nice depth as well. I do the little rocks down at the bottom. So I'm going to go back to black, and then I'm going to just pop the little stones down here, just so that we're grounding our mushrooms. And then we've got lots of little foliage stamps, and I'm going to build up inside the jar. And this time I'm using Monarch. Now if you haven't got these particular minis, then that's fine, you can use whichever ones you've got. It's just all about building up a background. So I'm going to swap those out now with a different one. And I'm going to ink up in the Twilight this time. This nice little delicate flower. There we go. I'm thinking we need our little snail to go on top. Pop him on top of the mushroom there. Hopefully I've left enough room for the cork. It's always worth measuring that. I think while the mask is on, I'm going to colour in. So I'm going to actually use some of the clean colour pens. I've got some of my favourite colours in a pot, and these are fabulous. A nice fine nib. Absolutely my go-to for colouring in. They blend so nicely, especially on the watercolour card. Okay, I'm just bobbing a bit of blue down, and I'm using the pale colour just to pick some of that colour up, because the beauty of these is that you can pick up colour. So if I was to just put a little bit of the blue on, let me get a scrap of paper and just show you. And amazingly, it goes back to its original colour, so it never actually taints the brush and the colour at all. But just to get that blue, initial blue, And then going down to that lovely sort of, it's like a creamy yellow. But you can do that with all the colours. So I'm just going to colour in those to start with, give them a little bit of colour. Let's do a little bit of the lilac-y pink colour. So we always blend with the paler colours, and there's quite a few amongst the collections. I need another neutral colour just to go under the toadstools. And then we need a little bit of colour coming down. I'm going to go over the top with the Posca on the stems, just so that we get more of a solid look. So what do we need now? Ah, that was it, the glitter. So the yellow glitter pen actually comes out a really nice gold colour. So I am just going to add a little bit of that here and there. Now you might not see it under the camera now, but when I hold this in the light, it will look really lovely, sparkly. Glitter always adds a little bit of magic. I'm now going to pull the whole thing together by giving the depth around the edge, which is really important. It really makes the bottle more sort of three-dimensional. So let's go back to the Merlot, which is our darker colour, and I'm using the small stencil brush for this, and I'm really laying that on quite heavy. Now we don't want to bring that too much into the centre because we're going to lose that focal point, but we are going to just build up all the way around the edge. So just swirl the brush around. Now, if you want it even darker, we can use some of the Midnight Blue, which is really, really dark. And we're going to just touch the edge of that now, just the very, very edge. So you've got different layers of colour from the centre out, and this makes the image more and more three-dimensional. Okay. So I'm probably done now. Now, if for some reason you're not happy with it, don't forget you can put your sticker stencil back over, but you just need to be careful how you line it up. It's going to be a little bit more tricky. And there we have it. And you can see how spherical now that looks. And that is all down to using your colour right. Now I'm going to try really hard and not get my mucky fingers on this, but I am going to add some foliage around the edge. So taking the other bottle now, the other side, sorry, I'm going to line that up the best that I can. It's always going to be a little bit tricky. And now I'm going to stamp around the edge. So I've got my little stamp here, my little foliage stamp, and I'm going to use the Golden Meadow. So I want a nice light colour, don't want it to be too dark. I need the contrast now. Because if we used a dark colour, then the bottle will get lost in the background. So keep it light and keep it a different colour. And now I'm going to go over the top with line punch. So let's take my stencil brush and give that a little bit of colour around the edge. And then going back to the Midnight Blue, I'm going to just put a little down the bottom here, just to ground the bottle. Now I mustn't forget to actually put the cork in, so I'm going to do that now. So let's just take that off. And now we've got our cork. As I say, there's 3 different corks. All of them fit every bottle. And that is with the larger bottles and the smaller bottles. We've made sure that the shape holds each size. That I could press down. And there we go. That fits great, doesn't it? So I am going to use our Posca pen just to create that lip. As you get on your bottle. And then going back to our pens, I'm just going to give that a little bit of colour. Like so. Now I've got a little mark at the top here, so I'm going to actually use the stamp we did before. and just disguise it a little so we can't see it. There we go. We're always going to have a few mistakes, and you know what, that's absolutely fine, because it's handmade. It's never going to be perfect, but it's made with love. Right, I am going to add some Posca now, so let's just pull the mushroom stems out a little. Make them a bit more solid. And because Posca are acrylic paints in a pen, it means that they will sit over the top and make the image more solid, which is what we want. Let's put a few little dots around as well while we're here. And we've got our white. You can of course use whichever colour you want. And then we've got, going back to our yellow glitter pen, and I'm just highlighting some of the stones on the floor. And then lastly, we've got some lovely glitter. So I am just going to bob that along the edge, maybe at the top there. Just following some of these lines. Might even put a little down the side there. Again, it just pulls out those stems. And we can do a few little dots as well. And there we go. I really do enjoy using the bottle shapes actually. It gives you an idea of what you want to create, I suppose. Gives you a good starting point. As you can see, that one was a little bit longer, so I managed to fit on a verse there, but it looks just as well without the verse. So they're both using the same stamps, but they both look a little different. And there we go. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the demonstration as much as I did. You take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.